Smash Bros, my favorite game series of all time. Despite that, I've only done one Smash video on my channel, and it was just an uploaded replay, so that doesn't really count. So I decided to make my first Smash video on one of my favorite aspects about the Smash franchise, the stages. One of the many things that differentiates Smash from other fighting games are the stages. They can range from small, competitive 1 vs 1 stages for serious play, or huge stages with hazards that are meant for all-out chaos. I, like everyone else, have some favorites out of the bunch, so today I'll be counting down my top 10 favorite Smash Bros. For Wii U stages. Coming in at the number 10 spot is Temple. This one just got in after some of my other picks, which I'll mention later, but I think it's deserved of the spot. Temple and I have a love-hate relationship, or we used to have a love-hate relationship. Back in the days of Brawl, I hated the stage. It was too big. People would just run away from me for the entire time, I couldn't get kills, the game was just slower. And if any game knows slow, it's Brawl, am I right? But we're not talking about Brawl, we're talking about Smash 4, and with Smash 4 came all of the fixes that I needed. None of the changes were with the stage itself, but rather with the gameplay. A stage that used to be too big now became one of the best stages for one reason and one reason alone: 8-player Smash. It's the perfect size for 8-player Smash, not too big, not too small, just right. The top left area is left mostly open, with not many things in the way. This is the area I'd go to if I were 1 vs 1ing on this stage. The top right area is the highest area on the map, where most players get KO'd, either at extremely early percents or at very high ones. The bottom left, otherwise known as the Fight Club, is the best area of the map. This is where percents get blasted up really high, and if you can tech well, it's normal to last up to 200% staying in this area alone. The bottom right is usually where people get launched from the bottom left. It's a very open area, usually being reserved for airborne fighters or for people who have really good recoveries. Note to all Little Mac mains, just stay clear from this area. I think the best thing about this stage is the diversity. In this stage, you travel through a bunch of different Pokemon-type themed biomes which all have their own special aspect. The stage can range from a simple 2-platform stadium to a low-gravity, wind-filled electric zone. Another cool thing about this stage is the background. From time to time, the screen will focus in on someone, highlighting them for the whole crowd to see. Sometimes the screen can even show the leader of a match, which is really useful, especially if you're losing, because then you know who to target. Although I barely ever use the stage, I still think it's really good. I only play the stage when I'm messing around with my friends because of, well, this. Although I usually hate stage hazards, I'm looking at you, Yellow Devil, Mom is an exception. The stage hazard can be seen from a mile away, effectively being used as an ally to you if you're good enough to time an attack to launch your opponents into her line of sight. Also, the stage has different forms every time you will play it. Sometimes the stage can look like this, or this, or this. Just another reason why I like this stage. One of my favorite stages returning from Brawl, Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship is a really fun stage to play on. There are a good amount of stage hazards on this one, but once you get past that fact, the stage is actually pretty good. And to be honest, the stage hazards don't really show up that much anyways. There are 2 platforms in the middle of the boat, one on top of another, which is good if you can bring up an enemy to the top platform and kill them at a very early percent. From time to time, the red line will show up on the right, being used as a kind of side stage that you can either camp out on or have a really close quarters fight on. The The stage can also fly up into the sky for a little while, meaning if you fall off, you're pretty much dead. There's also a rock that the ship can crash into, basically being the opposite of the Red Lion. It's much bigger now and allows for a wider fighting range for all players. Also, the stage looks really good, which is always a plus. Of course, this one had to show up on the list. The one, the only, Final Destination. The most iconic Smash Bros. Stage of all time is a favorite of many, and it was hard not to put it higher. But after you play on this stage a couple of hundred times, it kind of gets old in comparison to a couple of the other stages, which I'll be mentioning later. Nonetheless, it's still a great stage. Why, you ask? Because of one thing, simplicity. In this stage, there is no messing around. If you want a score to settle, this is where you go. No platforms, no stages, just pure skill. Another great thing with Final Destination is the fact that so many iconic Smash moments have happened on this very stage. Grand finals and tournaments, cool combos, and more have happened on this stage. That's why it gets my number 6 spot. First of all, I just have to mention the music. Just wow. The classic Meta Knight theme always gets your blood pumping for a true fight. This stage always will start off on the ground, blasting into the sky. This stage's layout has one main platform with a smaller platform hovering just above that one. A cool feature about this stage is that you can actually go through the middle platform to get back onto the stage, leading for a lot more options to get back onto the stage. The stage also goes directly onto the halberd, which gets rid of the bottom part of the stage and replaces it with the ship. Also on the halberd is a laser cannon that can target you, which you'd think would be bad, but actually works to your advantage, because you can place it anywhere you want. A really good place to put it is at the edge of the stage. When the lasers go there, players can't grab onto the ledge, which is basically a kill confirm if they don't have a good recovery. That's why halberd gets my number 5 spot. Another classic stage in Smash history is Battlefield. What's Battlefield, you ask? Well, the best way I can describe it is Final Destination with 3 platforms, 2 being kind of in the middle and 1 being above all of the other ones. They allow for a lot more combo potential with you chasing your opponents into the sky or off stage with more potential. There's really not much to say, it's just a great classic stage with platforms, and really, what more is there to ask for? Miiverse is an unexpectedly good stage. It's basically Battlefield with one gimmick, Miiverse posts. Oh boy, the Miiverse posts. They can range from great works of art that will cheer on your character to, well, this. The reason why I like this stage so much is that it's basically Battlefield, except it has user-created content, which can be really good or really funny at times, even if that wasn't the creator's main intention when he made his art. That's why Miiverse gets the number 3 spot on my list. It was really hard picking between this and my number 1 pick, but I managed to do it. Almost at the number 1 spot is Dreamland 64. Another Battlefield type of stage, Dreamland has the perfect blend of great music, great stage layout, and my favorite stage hazard in the entire series, Wispy Woods. Wispy doesn't really interfere with anything that much, literally just causing a slight breeze to the match, but when he causes a death, it's really rare and exciting. You'll mostly be killing off of the sides or the bottom of the stage because the ceiling is so high up. The main reason why I prefer this over Battlefield or Miiverse is because of 3 things. 1. Wispy. 2. The looks of the stage. And 3. The music. All around, it's just a great stage. Before I unveil my number 1 pick, I'll list some honorable mentions. Now, I bet you're wondering, what could possibly be Dreamland? Well, I'll tell you. Coming in only by a smidge at the number 1 spot is... That's right, Smashville, or Town and City. Actually, both stages make it onto this list. I think it's okay to include both of these stages for the number 1 spot because they're both similar, and I like both of them pretty much equally. Now, this is an amazing stage. It's perfect for 1v1s and home to my main villager. In this stage, there are a couple of platforms that move on and off of the screen, allowing for the best of both worlds. The stage is a mix between the music and looks of Dreamland, the simplicity of Final Destination, and the platforms of Battlefield. Everything about the stage is just so good, from the great soundtrack, to the look and feel of the stage, or to just how fun it is. That's why it makes my number 1 favorite Smash Bros. Stage in Smash 4. So, what are your favorite stages? Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? I'd like you to leave your answer in the comment below. From now on, I'm going to start to make more Smash-based content alongside my other gaming reviews. So, if you're a fan of Smash Bros, or just like reviews in general, now would be a good time to subscribe for more lists just like this one. If you liked the video, leave a like, and if you want to, comment on anything you want, whether it be things I did good, things I did bad, or just something that you did today. Anything is good. I'd like to thank you all for watching and have a good night.